All right, y'all. I am here. It's me, Dr. Chef Felicia, and I am yes, an hour behind. Had to redo everything. My technical support didn't leave things the way it was supposed to have been left. I don't know if it came from the transporting. So apologies for those of y'all who were trying to tune in at 9 a.m., but instead tuned in at 10 a.m. Because I had to redo things. And so I guess this is what they mean by in your patience possess ye your soul. So happy Wellness Wednesday. With me, moi, Dr. Chef Felicia Ann Hill. I am in the place to where I am settled now. However, this broadcast will not hold over as long as usual. I have very important meeting that's coming up that I cannot work around because sometimes life happens like that. And so we got to know when to shift, when it's time to shift. It's only 24 hours in a day, and they only technically give us about 8 to 10 hours worth of business. Hey there, Brother Rashad. My apologies again. Yes, so you all that's out there was coming in at 9 a.m. I did too. I had technical difficulties for sure with logging back in on my own. It was supposed to be set up for me. And then, so I won't be keeping you all this long. I will be having to cut off as precisely at 9:40, well, at 10:45, because it rolled over into another meeting, unfortunately, that I cannot get out of. So, how do you guys do for the 4th of July? I post. I don't know for those of y'all that's on Facebook. I'm in on Facebook as Felicia Ann Jordan, and underneath it will say Dr. Chef. Yeah, I had to tune in because I had a my 4th of July came about with me trying to track down 3 thieves, and I wanted something just popped in my head to just make it a segment with Trying Me Tuesday. So some of you all that's going to tune in, you all seen it. I think it may be shared on YouTube already. If not, then it'll be up. So because sometimes it take a time when you're posting up things that take a little while. It'll probably post over that night or later the next day is what I'm seeing. And so, how was your 4th of July, Brother Rashad? Yeah, that's my saying that I have coined again, because as I explained, with I really shouldn't have to, but nevertheless, if you do a little homework, your history, you'll know that there are some lies that have been told in the midst of why we are so-called quote unquote celebrating this week. However, I am not hypocritical, no shape, form, or fashion. I do like fireworks. So I got a chance to see a few. I didn't get a chance to sit because I shifted to some family. And so I'm just glad to know that those who's tuning in is alive and well. No one was injured. Everyone made it home safely. Or if you just chose to stay in or go to work, I'm thankful that you all were able to do that. And so I'm going to sum this up. You can ask questions for the record, but as you all know, I have a wealth of information and testimonials that I could share that will take up this whole time. So if you don't ask the questions while you have me sitting down where I can really see the questions, then I'm going to take it that you all are just willing to listen and just stay tuned. And so that's where I'm at today. All right, Brother Shad. It was just a regular day for me, honestly. Spent time out in the yard getting much needed vitamin D to unwind. All right, now that's the way you do it. That's what I wanted to do too, brother. I promise you that's what I wanted to do. Woo-wee! And I would have. But then family called. I went to a little service later on that day. I thought I was going to go with my auntie and my uncle, and we was going to just sit back in a really nice area up through here in Chesterfield and just watch some fireworks. But then I got called out for an emergency, so did not go quite that way. And then I was able to pair up with family later briefly, not for a lot of time, but just briefly with some of my elders to check on them in the family. And so that was about it for me. Yes, I am tired, not because of not, I think it started when I, had to let everybody know about the three thieves that I had to handle. And so Sister Lauren, whenever she chime in, and Sister Derman, different ones, a few of them seen it, they know how I handle the thieves. And yes, I am still talking about Alvin, Simon, and Theodore. And do. I'm talking about them. Yeah. They ate up all my apples in my apple tree for the most part. I had to get very creative to try to figure out a way to get to my apples because last year my mind wasn't there to really try to find something to pick what I could from off of the apple tree. Would have been up so high. I didn't have a ladder. And so I just got tired of getting robbed by gangster squirrels or chipmunks, whatever. I really have it all here. And so that's what I call them. They gangster squirrels because whatever hood that they came from, they just, they weren't nice. They're not nature. They're not friendly. And so I'm gonna leave that there because I did a whole segment on it. You guys can watch that a little later about how I handled those thieves early in the morning, looking like who needed what for and why come. And then later on, I figured out a way to get myself together after, it's just something about when you let the water hit you in the shower and you wash the head, and then it's like it washed all of the distress away. It's like, okay, well, voila, I got an idea. Go get a coat hanger. Yeah, y'all go back and watch it. For some, I'm sure it's hilarious. But for me, I was so serious for the most part about this. And so, how do you all do? So, Brother Rashad, he let us know that he did what was the most peaceful thing to do. Woo! Just sit back and just relax, chillax, and get some things done and get some vitamin D. That is the best thing that really should have been done. I don't know what the weather was there in DC or in North Carolina, the different ones that chime in. I'm trying to call out different ones to call in Michigan and all these other spots. But I know for me, here in St. Louis, it was hot. And can I say it like that? Hot. I can't say just hot. I was like, hot. And also the humidity was like, wait, like I'm using my big bros, Arthur Johnson. I'm gonna use his ooh wee. And so I'm sitting up there trying to, I'm sweating. I know people just thought that was coconut oil or shea butter. Now that was the gloss, that was the sun, the vitamin D just pressing everything out. And in my face, I was like literally shining like a grease monkey. I was, yeah. I don't know where we get the term grease monkey for. I've never seen the greasy monkey, but I'm sure they was making reference to some of our people back in the day that kind of, yeah, we're going to leave that right there. Okay. Any other questions for those of y'all who's tuning in? I'm trying to give y'all the time because I have to cut off precisely at 10:45. Yes, because I'm not used to being shut down to 45 minutes. It seems like a glorious thing for those who have accomplished these things. And that is not a strong point of mine, as we all know. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. However, I am forced to, so you all can time me. Anyone else have any questions you'd like to share what you did for your weekend so that some of us can know how you're doing? Send your greets to the chat if you can. If not, I'm going to get straight to what I know I should. For those who would chime in later that did not catch the time to see that I'm on at this time frame, please like and share. To those who you think that may think that I'm not coming on at all, because what I have to share with them is most definitely to promote what I have here that would help those who did fall off, or that even for the ones, believe it or not, you all, and some of you all know this, that will chime in now, that's chiming in now and later. even if you are in a very toxic area, an environment where smoke, you're around the barbecue, let's say you did not eat it and it was barbecue in the air. I call it barbecue no cure because ain't no cure in the barbecue. Uh, and so even if you was around that, and let's go as far as to say that, hey there, how you doing, Jay? I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing? Um, I understand that most of our people don't are not aware of the toxicity that comes from just inhaling. It is no different from when they say the secondhand smoke is worse than actually smoking itself, meaning it does more taxing damage to the lungs for the person who is not able to control what they're smelling with the inhaling and the exhaling. And believe it or not, there are parasites that fly airborne with all that pork that was in the neighborhood, with all that barbecue that was flying up. They just popping all out and they just flying about. They can fly up about 100,000 feet far. Yeah, y'all do your homework, do your homework. So if you still came back home feeling a little yucky, for those of y'all that did go out or went out to the park and went and visit different ones, and you realize that you didn't feel as refreshed, not just because of you was around a lot of toxic food or environment, it is because your skin absorbs smoke. It absorbs the airborne parasites from the pork and from the meat and from anything that was parasitic that they put on that grill or that they were frying in that kitchen. And so that means you still would highly benefit from detoxifying yourself. So that leads me right into, voila, this is where it comes into play, your 2 packs of colon cleanse. And this was the most mildest, purest form that I have the most data, information, testimonies out of this world for. And I may go as far to bring in a few people and clients that I know to testify about that because of how powerful it is. And then even for myself, I'm going to be honest, y'all, I had a moment last week. And I went in, I checked out this place that said that they had these vegan cookies. And I tried one of them and a pimple just popped up just like right there. Can I get a little close? I just recently found you, got to see you. Oh, okay, Jay Hill. I'm glad you found me. So I'm telling off, let's tell off on the adversary. Let's tell off on whatever was in there that was not pure, as they say that it was, or was not there that put this pimple. You see that bump? Right there. On my face. I said, oh, suck it now. That's what I said. I went into a phase. Oh, I turned into Martin so fast. I was, I was hurt. I was like, and not because I'm being vain, y'all. It's like, I'm like, I asked all the right questions, y'all. And yeah, of course, I should have just been sticking to the fruit. But this is what happens with us naturopaths sometimes when we think that we so good and clean and pure. I just said it now. I'm telling off now. And so I tried that thing and it tasted so moist and so nice. I just did one, just one. That's how it gets, y'all. I did one. How's that, Musa? And then all of a sudden, I just thought about it. I said, you know what? I took the alcohol, I took the little witch hazel, and I tried to sit it there, and it always didn't go away. So that's what made me to know what I was dealing with that was not favorable or as organic and all natural as they proclaimed it to be. And so this is the reason why you all don't really see me supporting the vegan movement like this, because a lot of times they'll have white sugar, they'll have canola oil, they'll have the cholesterol. They might as well call them vegan cholesterol cookies. That's what they might as well call it. You will know because it will not give off all that extra super moistness unless they're adding let's say coconut milk to it. because coconut milk can soften any baked goods. And so I am going to go on this, not a challenge. It's not a challenge to me because I've taken it years ago, and it did work wonders for me. But because I did that, and I drank on, and I stopped. That's what happened. I didn't take my watermelon every day during that time. I was rushing, going back and forth about, and then that's what made me just go. I said, okay, I want some sweet. So I realized once I stopped my watermelon, once I went 2 days where I got too busy, where I did not blend my watermelon juice, then all of a sudden I had just, it wasn't a crave. I just wanted it because I didn't feel like baking anything. And I was like, you know what, let's just be honest. I just didn't feel like baking anything. And I was like, you know what, let me try out this new spot. They say that they got it. I'll find out right away. And they thought I was joking. I said, it's okay. If what you got is good, ain't no soy, ain't no this, ain't no that in it. You say you don't got no saturated artificial oils or anything in it. I told her, I said, my body will let me know. And that's the place that you want to get to where when you're out here and you're out and about, I don't care if you don't go on a regular basis, where you want your body to be able to give you that okay or the disapproval. You want it to be set where it's in a healthy enough state that even if you come across something, or even if you're in an environment that it tells you, no, nobody wants to break out, nobody wants to feel an upset stomach. But come on, you all, how else would you know if something is good or not? If there's no pain, there is no gain for knowledge of how to, or how to learn what's going on with your body. I said, "Is okay, Jay?" Yeah, thank you. He says a family friend recently said the doctor put her on birth control to help regulate her cycle. What advice would you have for her? Oh, yeah. much this has been going on forever and ever, and this is how the side effects of that is linked to fibroids. Why you think that it's popping up now? They knew it then when they started to take and advise our women to take birth control pills. It's another form of genocide. Yes. Oh boy, I get this question like 1,000 times throughout the year. And I have many experiences even before I became a naturopath with watching all of our women. I had a few cousins that were put on it that suffered from horrible cramps like I did during the cycling time, because they didn't know that the body was lacking in iron and vitamin D3 and K2. So I'm going to recommend that she gets an authentic grade of vitamin D3 and K2, and then to help her body to be able to better absorb nutrients. And I'm going to recommend that she start off with the colon cleanse. If she has a gut, it would be important for you to tell her to call in for a 15-minute consultation. And then I can get down to the bottom of what it is that she eats and what she's drinking that could be causing her cycle to be irregular. Now, understand this, that a woman's cycle can also be re-regulated or become quite difficult and stressful and painful and crampy, also due to stress. So if she's stressing about a job, she's stressing about a relationship, stressing about children, whatever situation is, that too will throw off the menstrual cycle. And of course, unfortunately, the doctors today do not address that. What they would do is offer her an antidepressant, and then they know that the birth control pills serve as that part as well. So I would recommend her to start cleansing her colon to get out a lot of the parasites that's craving the sugars that she is most definitely craving during that time, that would have her in a state to where she needs to go to the doctor and have a doctor to tell her that. So that means the colon, the gut, I already know right off bat, it is toxic and that it has parasites like all of us do. But some have different kinds of parasites that are craving different foods and sweets that throw off the cycle. So I would recommend consultation for her to get in a very good high potent level of vitamin D3 and K2, and for her to get a colon cleanse, and for her to get strictly on more red fruits and the watermelon. Melon is good for that as well. And then she can also, the moringa seed would also help her highly. It would benefit in the inflammation, that she can take a teaspoon a day with this, $15 or $2, 2 bags, which would be our monthly supply for $30. And then the colon cleanse, in her case, where she's at that point where they're offering that, she needs the 2 bags for $40 of the colon cleanse. And the way to pay for that is through Cash App. Put that in. You can pay for that through Cash App, and through MoneyGram. I'm trying to downsize some, you all, with the way that you do the payment, because a lot of this stuff is being infiltrated, you all, unfortunately. That's just where we are now. And then also call in, set up an appointment to call in over by phone as well to pay for your products as well. I'm going to put that in now. I'm going to put in Cash App info that you can go in to order. All right, I'm open for more questions. I would highly recommend her to call in for a consultation for sure, because it's so much with our women. I am very aware of that. It could be something else more simple sometimes that we just are not aware of, because there's so many things that she can do to not go down that route. I beg her to don't do it. Please don't do it. Don't let them put her on that. It's going to cause far more side effects and will lead to blood clots. More blood clots is going to eventually, it'll subside for a little bit, and then it'll be a revolving door until the inflammation starts to swell up from the side effects of the birth control pills that can most definitely lead to partial hysterectomies and lead to uterus cancers. It's just, the list is on and on and on. It's not worth it. It's not worth it for her to take her body through that. You're very welcome, J. Hill. So it's just not worth it for a woman to have to torture herself like that, to give permission for her body to have to go through that. Like, it's not enough that we have to go through cleansing our system and our blood that way in the first get. Like, that's not enough. Get the Cash App information there. If she call in J. Hill and she wants to set up a consultation, tell her, let me know that you referred her. I am working on setting up a referral system where those who send in referrals, when I come with different products and different opportunities for different things that's beneficial to you, or maybe your spouse or a loved one, if you can't do anything with it, that I want to start sending out gifts and things of that nature. Eventually that'll turn into, if not that, then discounts. And so I would like to do that as well, because that will help me out with giving towards the foundation, rebuilding the foundation for my daughter Najee passing, to help with developmental delay, young adults and children, or just families, period, that are taking care of their family members with ailments in the body. I have to start somewhere, you all, and this is where I'm starting. It's something that's been pressed on my heart to do for years, because I remember being in a place to where I didn't know where the resources were to help me as a stay-at-home mom when I was taking care of my daughter and my other children and raising them. And I remember my husband getting laid off and things going on and trying to make ends meet. And just to have those resources would have been very, very helpful. And I didn't find out until years later myself about the resources and how well they would, how helpful they could be in times of need. And so that relieves the families of stress, whether it's, whether you're putting money towards a wheelchair, diapers, funds towards healthy, food, Food is expensive. Gift cards, gas cards, all that stuff matters, you all. And this is part of the village vibe that I have, that I'm creating with the ones that you all will see that's coming on board with the cooking channel. It's not just a cooking show. And I think you all know that by now, that's tuned in to it. It will be Friday at 1. I'll be prepping. I did state that I will be able to let you all know if we're going to do 1 or 2, because we're prepping for that evening, because we will be promoting my new products. And then it'll be a way that we are networking together with others that are working in the health and wellness field. And I just want that to be the start of our new community, because I am not one that is comfortable at all with us constantly saying what's broken and what's not fixed and where's the village at. The village is gone. The village is gone. Share you all that can. I'm not comfortable with us just getting comfortable with saying it and not doing anything to change it. I often say it because this saying I do like. And they say, if you want to see change, you be the change that you want to see in the world, because we're the only ones that's in this world that we can change. And so that means change your mindset. Change your mindset to be the village then. Create the village. We can be the original village people. I'm not talking about YMCA either. We know what that was. You'll leave that right there. And so that's where I'm at concerning that. And so I really do thank God. I know I didn't start off with a prayer, and so I do need to do that now that we have a few that is found that I did come on. And I'm going to say a quick, brief one, and then we're going to go into, please get your questions together, share. I will be off in approximately, let me see. Oh, that time went by so fast. My Lord, Father, I didn't realize it went by that fast, y'all. I'm gonna have to take this show on the road. I might have to walk and talk with this one. I didn't realize it would be that fast, coming up that fast. Okay, Father, we thank you so much for blessing us to be able to come before you again in this Wellness Wednesday. We thank you for allowing those who are able to find me and chime in. Even though the day has already shifted, the morning has already shifted, we thank you for allowing them to make it through the holiday. The 4th of July is what I call it. But nevertheless, we thank you that you have kept them with the mind to still want to tune in to something as well, to be able to tune in to something that's positive as far as their health and wellness is concerned. We thank you and we appreciate you and ask that you bless us all to be able to continue to be used as a good servant to help one another as we go through this health and wellness journey. In the name of Jesus and Yeshua HaMashiach, we pray. Amen. Y'all, we're going to have to take this show on the road. I didn't realize that time. Now that got past me. I didn't know that it got by me like that. I have to admit, I wasn't anticipating that at all. I was not. And so it's all good if I have to stay out, because sometimes they come on time and sometimes they don't, and then we can work it from there. Give me 1 second, you all, to make sure that I'm not. Now I wanted to stay dedicated to at least chiming in, that you all know that I made it live, that I didn't get totally jacked by the thieves that I was dealing with on the other day. Oh yeah, I got people calling in, responding now to to the hanger. Man, these hangers, y'all. Stick with your rack hangers. Don't let nobody make y'all get too bougie and too uppity to where y'all forget that wire hangers work on everything, because that's what it all boiled down to in order for me to get my green apples. I'm serious, y'all. Hey, it is what it is. Get your questions together, you guys. Hey, this is the Lord. How you doing there, sweetie? You all, we have a sister. This is another try. I'm glad you tuned in. I can't say this real fast, Lauren, before I run. I have to just move something real quick, and then y'all gonna run with me. That's how we're gonna do it, because this is all about health and wellness. We're gonna shift when we need to shift. Even if I have to be out, look, even if I have to be outside, we're gonna make it do what it do, because this is the way it is. And so and so here goes. I want to work on also helping our young people. And when I say young people, I am talking about 30 and under. And then we can expand from that. You all, we have those who are brilliant minded young people that want to do health and wellness things. And it really doesn't take much, you all, to help them to get started off in their businesses, to get their LLCs, and to be able to get their products and things of that nature. It doesn't. You can help them launch off with starting off with $1,000 to $500, and you get literally get about 10 people together, put in $100, they'll go $1,000 right there. Or you can split that up. We can get 20 people. You do the math, that's $50. Anybody that wants to take on that task while I have the sister chiming in, please call me at the 618-388-8100 number, and let's chat. Let's chat about some business. Or you can text Dr. Chef. This is a business call, and I want to talk about what you mentioned about helping the young people or us getting together. I am not one that got to hold the money. I am not, but you do have to be trustworthy, and I do have to have referrals that you are trustworthy if you want to take on that task. I do have people that I can use as referrals to help go in. I do want to start it off, such as a chambers of commerce, liken unto that. However, I do believe that we have to be quite wise and smart when we do things like this, because let's keep in mind when we all first started, think about it. When your mom, when your uncle Rod, when your uncle Pookie and them and whoever was fixing on cars, started fixing on cars, they didn't start off with no certificate of going off to no auto mechanic school. They started by looking underneath the car, watching what granddaddy did, what uncle them did, and different ones did to learn how to fix on cars. Before you know it, they was fixing everybody brakes. Then before you know it, they was fixing everybody rearview mirrors, and everybody just started paying them $10, $20, $30, $40 here and there. Nobody was worried about whether or not they had this whole quote. And I'm not saying that no one should get that professional training. So let's be clear. It is very helpful, but I don't know about y'all, but I grew up where I can count with my daddy, my uncles, all of them all fixed on cars. And so I knew I never had to worry about getting my brakes fixed. It was just certain minor things that if you go to the mechanic today and go and get some brake fix, well, it's going to cost you $300 to $400 some dollars, and it's ridiculous. And then something still may be wrong. I'm saying that this is the same mentality, you all, that we have to have when we have those who are inspired to want to do health and wellness. It doesn't take much to help them to get a food voucher. It doesn't take much to help them to buy containers. If everybody pitch in and say, you know what, Lauren, give me the price of your juice containers. I'd like to help you out in that area. I'm just throwing out an example. Then there you go. You just took a load off her. She's a student. She's an aspiring student, and she's wanting to just make extra funds and at the same time help offer our people more healthier juice to drink. Then you can inbox her and say, look, I would like to help you out, Lauren. Do this. And so that's what I'm about, you all. I'm not just about selling my products. No, I did not have to go down that route, but I am a much older, mature woman, and I know how to save and do certain things. And so I know the ropes and what I need to do to create my own business. However, this is not the case with all of our people. And yes, I am open for leaving a room for bringing professional in that helps to build entrepreneurship courses, but one thing at a time, you all, one thing at a time. And so I know I can be a Jill of all trades. However, I'm trying to learn how to master a few things first before I break off into all that. So this is the reason why I'm leaving the floor open for anyone that wants to inbox and say, hey, I have training in small businesses. I have this, because I know it's a lot of you all that tune in, and you do, and she needs your help. Look, I just want to be a blessing to you. Do you have 30 minutes or an hour of your time? This can be like volunteer work for you. This is what I want to start, you all. I want to partake in that as well. And I don't mind my name being used for anything that's positive, that's building, that's helping to build each other up in the areas of our lives that we want to utilize to give back in a healthy way for our community and for our people. And you can start that in each and every one of your own states. And I do look forward. You're very welcome, Lauren. I do look forward to being able to come to certain parts or be able to zoom in and to see what different ones are building. You know, what you all are building, what you all are working on together. I don't mind taking trips for stuff like that. I promise you, when I say it ain't gotta be about me, it ain't gotta be about me. But I most definitely don't mind having my hands in us all coming together, networking together. I'm a networker, you know, to have everybody. I know you all that's watched the cooking show can tell that about me already. And so I just have a deep, when I say a deep, I have a deep love, and passion for seeing our people work together with each other. There go that smile again, y'all. Because that's like, woo, that's like medicine to my heart. That's medicine to my soul. The same way I said, when I got a good product, y'all gonna see it, y'all gonna feel it. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, this must be it, Dr. Shell. She just sit here, she turned around in her chair, so she just having woo. I like seeing our people. I like seeing I can't even express that enough. Let me take a deep breath. That's just how much that's just how near, dear that is to me. I mean, so much so that, oh man, I'm gonna get choked up, y'all. Because I know that it's gone. I mean, I've seen so many people with great potentials and so many talented, gifted people of our people that just withered away, that fell into the system, that died, that didn't have that support system, that committed suicide. And, you know, when you hear the suicide letters, you know, and you think, you're like, man, you know, like, why come we didn't know this? You know, we could have helped in this area if we had only knew. Well, this is part of it, you all. When people wanting to get some support, I know if you thought that, oh, if $10 or $20, $50 will help somebody do something that they really care about or love doing, and that's like giving back, and if that would stop them from having a nervous breakdown, that you would. And so I don't mind being the voice or the face to say, come on, y'all. We got to help each other. I need you. You need me. We need one another. That's where my heart is. And I believe that that's the reason why God has allowed me to be put in positions and places. Even in times when I know, according to the curriculum or to what the standard was, I wasn't qualified. But my heart was. My mind, my spirit was. And that's all that needs to be qualified. That's all you really truly need. The rest could come. You could be taught the rest. And so that's what I'm glad to share with you all. Oh, okay, I got that out. Ooh, I didn't realize it was gonna take over me like that. Man, okay. All right, y'all. Now come on. Come on, tell me how y'all made it through this weekend. I know I only got a few minutes, and I know I'm feeling a little rushed. When that doorbell ring, hey, I'm just gonna tell them, just go ahead, come on in and do what y'all do, because hey, my time was set for you all. I'm already behind time, and I didn't want to have it to where you all. Yeah, okay. Give me 1 second. Let me check to see. Ooh-wee. Give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second, you all. Give me 1 second. May have to take this show on the road. Yes, you all, we're going to get this party started. Give me 1 second here. This is how we do it, y'all. Yeah, we're going on a journey. This is how we do it. We're taking on the journey. I'm turning to Kenny Roger on the road again. On the road again. You gotta make this happen, Captain. All day long. So I have to shift, but I refuse to give up. Just like I have refused to give up on my green apples. I wasn't playing, y'all. It's like anybody got time for that. I wasn't finna give up and I wasn't finna give in. Because I do have a different spot in place that I can sit at while they do what they do. And that's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna go out here on this placebo. That's what we're gonna do. And you're gonna make it happen, Captain. Because I'm not finna give up on my segment just because I have to shift for important reasons. Oh yeah, this is beautiful anyway. Can y'all see me good? Look at that. I forgot that I left these two up. These were the apples that I'm talking about. Y'all, that was at the apple tree. Can y'all see it all? Can y'all see the apple tree that was over there? Let me get a good spot up here. Y'all see that apple tree way over there by them two windows over there? That tree. Am I pointing right? That's where Alvin, Simon, and Theodore was taking off with my apples at. So I had to come out here for a few minutes, y'all. Then that way I can give more time. Y'all get your questions together. You got any kind of questions, I'm so willing to answer. Health-related questions. It can be along the line of mental distress, spiritual, whatever, because all of that affects our health and wellness. That's the reason why I have to leave room for those different type of questions, because I find that when we are wrestling with anything mentally that combobulates our minds, we get to a place to where we start feeling uncomfortable. We start feeling uncomfortable about what we eat and what we drink. Or we look for comfort food. Let me say it like that. We look for that comfort food in the time of distress. When we're stressing, we look for comfort food. And that's one of the number one problems that I have discovered that causes our people to fall off of our healthy regimens. You know exactly what to do, how to do it. You can even have it printed out. And because you're thinking about something spiritual, something that mama said, something daddy said, something that the pastor said, a friend or spouse, now all of a sudden you've gotten unmotivated. And you just want to go for that's comfort. Oh, I know that's too bright, y'all. You just want to go for something of comfort. I get it. I do. I get it. But we have to learn how to train our minds not to allow ourselves to get to a place where we're getting thrown off so often. with how we feel. Because if you don't like how that feels, then just imagine. At the end of the day, whatever the outcome of what's been said or what's been done is, you're still the one that's left with having to take care of yourself. You're still the one that's left with the feeling. Make sense? They're gone on with their ideology. They're gone on with their point of view, and you're stuck with with mentally trying to process that doesn't do anything for your health and wellness. It just doesn't do anything for your health and wellness. What it does do is it challenges you mentally enough to have you thinking, okay, you know what? This is a lot. I think I just want to let me go get some ice cream. It's hot out here. This stuff is not gonna hurt me. It's not gonna this. Well, you're right. It may not kill you. Yes, that's true. It won't. However, that it still operates. It's tricky. It still operates as another failure in something. And so, if you're already not seeing eye to eye with the people that you love or that you respect, that's one thing. But then the other part is that now stress hormones kick in, and one thing leads to another. It's not. Yes. Like 1 minute. 1 minute. I'm going to go to the back end part there, and you all can. No, you can come on in. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sure. And so, no, you're fine. You can come in. Um, I'm going to be out on the placebo. Any, no, live. I can't. I'm on live. Oh. Yeah. No, it's okay. Just hang out. Okay. Thank you. He's so jolly little Santa Claus guy. He got a lot of questions. So no, I can't talk to you, but I can't talk to you. He looked just like the so-called white Santa Claus, y'all. Y'all should have saw the beard was way out there like that. Like that. It was out there, y'all. Well, he said, this is a wellness Wednesday, and this is good. He said, oh, you don't have to go anywhere. Just hang out here. I'm like, thank you for letting me know what I could do in my own home, but okay. Kudos. Can y'all see me okay, or is that light? Let me get to another light there and see if get a better reflection. Ooh, that outside is just nothing pretty. Let me see. Yeah, Mr. Nosy Man. He must be one of the neighbors. Yeah. Come over here. Let me get this hot stuff off of me. I already did my watermelon drink, y'all, because I got so discouraged after I got that little bump on my face. So what y'all got going on? I can see my health questions for my friend who just gave birth. What affordable and healthy alternatives is there for baby formula? She's producing milk well, but just in case for the future. Thank you. Okay, that's a good question. They do have a lot of lines of new lines of organic base that's no soy based baby formula out, but I would say more along lines of uh, coconut milk. It is best that she get the non-GMO coconut milk because it provides not just full hydration for the baby if she runs out of milk. I don't know how long she wants to do her breastfeeding. If she wants to go up to 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever. That's a good question. Coconut milk would be the best, most natural based form. And then that way she can start to add a little drop of vitamin D inside the baby's formula. She can do certain things, give the baby little vitamins and things of that nature as the baby grows. 6 months or more or older is what we usually it's the usually standard time frame for the baby's digestive system. So coconut milk is what I would highly recommend. Organic, non-GMO coconut milk. If she can find the baby coconut, that's even better because it has the fatty
the fatty natural fat in the milk of the, and you can chop that up, and she can blend that too. If she's willing to go that mile, and she can open up and get that fat from out of the meat rather of the coconut, that would actually help build that natural little and but would it been a breastfed baby like my babies was, they all look like sumo babies, and the people just knew I was just feeding them all different type of stuff. I said, I mean, they literally look like soup, like body fat just popping all out the arms and and everything. I have pictures. I guess I'll share them one day, and they're gonna have you cracking up. But yes, coconut milk is what my first would be. Not hemp seed, not goat, and all these other ones. And even though hemp milk that is good for soothing the babies, calming the baby during the time of teething. Um, if she has eaten something while she's breastfeeding that could upset the baby's stomach, it's good to, you can implement that then. If she wants to go the almond milk route, I am not sold. I'm being honest. I am not sold on the almond milk for babies because of the many different processing of the almond that are not coming back with enough good results for me, for as the process of chemicals, that's the traces of peanuts and soy, um, um, the production, that trail that it comes on is the same as when they're processing soy and all of the other chemicals that tends to fall over into the almonds. And so I'm going to go with coconut would be the best that I've seen so far. So good. They have the least amount of side effects for the baby, and that allows them to be in good health. Okay. Any more questions, you all? I'm able to stay a little still now, since they're in now. I thought I was going to have to get off earlier. That's why I was going to get off a little sooner, you all, because I knew I had someone coming in that had to tend to the home, and I didn't want that as an interference. But I also didn't want to rob you all of it, of your time, seeing that it's right after the holiday, and then with people still celebrating it on all the way to the end of the week in most cases. And then I wanted to be able to present to you all the colon cleanse. I'm looking at it now, Sister Dassa, laugh out loud, not the wire hanger, mommy dearest. Part one never uploaded, so I had to connect. Yeah, people are getting a kick out of it. Was the apple tree, y'all. These apples, I'm gonna show y'all now because some of y'all didn't get a chance to tune in to see the part with y'all. Let me know if it gets too bright because it is a little sunny. I'm finna share. This is part of the wellness part. This is what Brother Rashad talking about. Just going out. This is, about it. I may be able to sit underneath here and then, down there for a sec here and get a better view of you all. And thank you all so much for those of you all that send in cash out to support. They all come in very, very helpful and very handy when they do. Um, brother, especially who's that brother? Here it goes. I mean, look, I'm working this thing out, y'all. No excuses. No excuses. That's what I'm talking about. And here was the apple tree over here, y'all. I'm going to turn around there. Hopefully you can see. See that little apple tree? So it gets up to all the way up to that window. And I was just trying to pull off the rest that I could because Alvin, Simon, and Theodore had took off with the rest of them. And I was trying to have some of those for my get together, our village vibe gathering on Friday. And I was going to juice and do all that little good stuff with it. And I'm sitting here like, okay, Lord. I get up early morning. Y'all go watch it. It hasn't fully uploaded, she said, yet, but it will start to upload and you all will see what I'm talking about. And I'm like, that was serious to me. Y'all know it was serious. I hadn't even showered yet. My hair was looking all crazy, face looking all wore out. I'm like, I'm tired of Alvin Simon and Theodore. I'm just tired of them. Are they really today Wednesday? Y'all, look, this is really Wellness Wednesday. This is what I'm talking about, y'all. It's gonna get real again, y'all. This gonna be a really different kind of on this Wednesday today. It already was one, but I didn't realize that the trash man was still gonna run now, y'all. So hey, Dr. Shaw, see, this is why you need energy. Energy. Look at this. Watch this, y'all. Cause ain't don't need hey, y'all gotta know that hey, this is part of the keeping it 1,000. It's not this is part of it. Look at that. Wow. The trash man coming, y'all. Y'all going on the road with me on Wellness Wednesday. They playing on it. I didn't think they were gonna run. Since we outside, I'm so see that wasn't nothing but the Lord because I wasn't even finna go outside today when it came, and I would have forgot to pull the trash out. And this is why I said what I said last time. You want to think you're a big guy, and then a little you let that trash man forget that trash, and that trash is the smelling. You gonna appreciate that trash man then. Yeah, you gonna appreciate him back then. He king, look, he king tuck. If he take that smell of trash, that's what I'm talking about. I know y'all can't see me good. Look, see, that's why I'm glad I had my watermelon already. Took my vitamin. Look at that. This is critical. Not waiting on for anybody to do this, guys. This part of it. This is part of the health and wellness bill. I'm not playing. Yeah, y'all get a chance to see how I do it. I ain't playing on it. Yeah, I'm almost done. Yeah, the storm came through here and knocked down leaves, trees, and everything. I'm watching it. The other day, we had a tornado come through, and it didn't hit us as bad as it did the north side of St. Louis. A lot of them are without lights. Yeah, buddy. And so I see neighbors. They got trees inside of their trash. There we go, y'all. I made it right when I. Well, I'm glad I was out here. That worked out because I was gonna leave. I was gonna shut it down, leave, and then I would have forgot because of a holiday fell on the Tuesday. Trash man run on Tuesday. Now I gotta get some water, rinse off my hands. I ain't playing. Let me see. There we go. Yay! I do it like my daughter used to do it, how Najee used to do it. I did it. That used to be our favorite saying. I did it. I say, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, you did do it, baby. You did it. I did it. I did it. I mean, perfect timing. Now I don't got no hand sanitizer, but this water gonna have to do for the day. This is how to live. Okay, any more questions? That's tranquility you did. Oh, you're welcome, Laura. I will pass this info on to her. Please do. Yeah, if she has any more questions, you can refer her in for the babies and the breastfed babies. I do make exceptions. That's our next generation. I fully understand exactly what they're doing with not wanting our. Uh, we all know what's going on. Let's just put it like that. We all know what's going on. I ain't gotta say no more. You know what's going on. So send her through. She have a few questions. I will give her a free consultation if she gets in a place to where she is feeling like it's too much, or if you need to be the one. Because I know so many of our naturopaths have, unfortunately, because all of the many different things that they go through in life, they have to that that don't have that call on their life, we don't always fully understand the stress that can come with it. And some of them just give outright just horrible. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just disappointed. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I'm disappointed in how we have so many that's just taking this as like a, it's just like fill out the paperwork, or you got one task to do. But talking about healing people, there's multiples to this. It's endless. It's endless, and your whole heart got to be in this in order to truly get the, just like it has to be once you get some regimens and then you realize how challenging it is for some of us to still stick to it and stay on task, just how real that is. That's just how real, how much more realer it is for those of us who say that we've been chosen to help heal people. We have to be on task. We cannot afford to give wrong information or just to throw anything out there and have a person's hopes set up high that they're going to be able to heal just like that over something that it took them 20, 30, 40 years to battle with within their own system. Your pattern, your brain waves, which is still parasites in there that comes with a memory, that comes with their own brain. They know you. They know what you are accustomed to. They acquired an appetite. And so that's the reason why you have to literally go against what you have been trained to do and what you've trained. It's no different from parents with their children. If you trained your children, raised them that Santa Claus is real and he white and he got this big beard, then that's what they 9 times 10 will go grow up believing. And then when they don't never see them, you dress yourself up as it. Then they grow up with this positive outlook that it's a guy in a red and white suit with a big beard that looks Caucasian that's going to come in and give them gifts. Y'all, that's, oh man, that right there has gone. And you wonder, the same way we did with Yahshua, you paint the picture that he looks this one particular type of way. Now everything that looks like the image of that, you view it as a savior in one shape, form, or fashion, whether you realize it or not. Well, it's the same way we program the parasites in our minds, or the visuals of what we think we should eat, what we think that we should drink, and we say is good. That's the same thing our parents did to us unknowingly by telling us, "Girl, eat the chicken. Ain't nothing wrong with that food. Girl, eat them ham hocks." And like, that's all the kids in Ethiopia ain't got no food, and that's not true. They do. It's kids out here dying and starving every day. That's true. But if you don't eat that particular food, don't mean that you're gonna die or starve. And so it's just all these different levels of brainwashing and falsehood, unfortunately lies and manipulation taking place. And so we've been hardwired, most of us from birth, to believe in something that we see and that we've been told that is good, that's not good for us. And so if just through your imagination and just through you seeing and through you hearing, keep in mind those are senses, that you are locked into believing something, then how much more with your taste bud? How much more with your taste bud? Those are senses too. They're connected to the ear, the sight, the nose. They're connected to all of that. And so you have to intentionally untrain it, untrain your mind once you get new data and new information, meaning that's vital for us as naturopaths, those of us in this health and wellness course, is to learn that pattern. I had a family member, for an example, that I had yeah a a family member that I yeah been around for years, and she was wondering why come I hadn't told. I just say it's one of my aunts because she doesn't mind. Um, why come I never forced anything off on her? I said, well, first of all, I said I don't believe in forcing any knowledge, even if it's helpful on the people. Of course, certain little simple things I could say, well, that water is a little bit more pure than that. Would you like to try that? But when it comes to strong addictions such as meat, pork, and things of that nature, I don't. I've learned already that I'm not just talking to the person. I'm talking to the parasites. I'm talking to that spirit. And so automatically there is a resistance that builds up when, just like when a dog, when you train them to go a certain path when they're walking, where they'll automatically pull back. Well, the parasites do the same thing when they hear, wait a minute, get rid of me, get rid. They like, what? You get rid of me? Oh no, they start giving a headache. They start making, I saying, okay, I want sweets now because they're trying to get rid of me. They'll start talking to you just like that because they are real living beings, real living, just as well as that snake and that tapeworm. Go look at the worm. Are they not moving? Are they not thinking? The moment you try to step at it, it automatically think to go the other way. It's just as real as this bee, that the bumblebee that just came through here, just passed through to me. They're that real, where they are literally thinking and hearing everything that you're saying. And that's the problem. We don't see it as a living thing. And I'm here to state that that's not true. It is a living thing. They have ears. They hear. And so when they hear you saying, I'm getting ready, so it's best just to think it. Look at it, because something about sight versus voice is a vibration that changes things right away. Meaning, if think about it, when you would get in trouble as a kid, some of you all that grew up with what we call real black parents, and you knew you wasn't supposed to be doing something that you didn't have no business doing, and you looking out for mama and them to come up in the house, and they saying, "Hey, is somebody wanting, mama and them come, y'all hear me up, y'all better put that table back, y'all better do that," because of the voice. But ain't nobody that's sitting there just sitting up there just looking at you, telling you that mama and them coming. You looking at back at them like, why you looking crazy like that? Like what? You don't know what's been, like what happened. That look could mean anything. But the taste is the same. Think about that, y'all. I like to make y'all think beyond just a regimen. Think about what's holding back some of us from being healthy minded, because the mind is the brain, is what controls the whole body. Notice they make reference to it even with the man versus the woman. If the head is messed up, then it affects the whole body. It is true. Now you got to get a new head. Now you got to find leadership somewhere else because the head is messed up. It's gone. It's doing its own thing. It's the same way when it comes down to you being your own head, being in your own head, that you have to train your mind to listen to another wise head that's going to tell you, hey, look, you got parasites in you and you need to detox. You need to cleanse your gut. I don't care if you are in your BMI. I'm picking up toxic traits and behaviors. Who have you allowed in your ear canal? That's a healing process within its own self. But it starts in the mind first before you even pick up a fruit, before you even pick up anything bad for you. And so that's what I wanted to share with you all today. There's any other questions? I appreciate the questions because it does help the time to go through. Now, since I was able to figure out a way to get around that this time frame, it was very, very helpful for me. I'm glad that I didn't leave and get off because I started at 10. It's 11 now. Is any other questions? Um, Thank you all so much for Lauren and Rashad. I appreciate you all for carrying Jay Hill. I don't know if the Jay Hill, if you any can, but look into that. Most of us heels are related. And if you aren't on, if you want the heels and you in tune with want to be a hell, then yeah, that means peace, brother from another mother. Yes, and so I'm not going to continue to hold you all if there's no other questions, even though I'm good now because I got myself positioned. I know the lighting is not so good. You all go back and if you want a good laugh for tomorrow, for those of y'all who may have missed it, Then go back and watch how Dr. Shelf dealt with the thieves and how I won. Um, Man, I just won. That's all I won. It wasn't about going around the corner to get those apples. It wasn't about that. It was about what was in my mind. I knew what I wanted, and I knew that I had to do what I had to do to get what I wanted. That's all. That's all it was about. And I was just tired of being defeated by Alvin, Simon, and Theodore, and then them dropping down, wasting apples for Rudolph and for Dasher. Because I had deers to come back here. Y'all see all these trees back here. They got their own little land up here, and I know we the ones that's built up on their land. Like we couldn't find no other better place to build nothing. But at the end of the day, nature, we got to learn how to work together with nature, y'all. Because if not, ooh, it wipes us out. We cannot stand. There is a scripture in the Bible says, "Who can stand before his cold?" And then it turns around and answers the question, and you don't really see that, right? So whether that was put in the Bible or not, we find this to be true. It says, "No man." I can't remember the actual. Hold on, let me look that one up and see. When I saw that, I'm like, "Oh, that means no man." I'm like, how many times do you see words of scripture is wrote and then they turn around and ask the question back? It says, no man. Like, that let me do then as a child that you don't want to play with the cold. And it's a wonder that they wait to the wintertime, y'all, to do all this crazy stuff because they know that we don't like to stand against the. You know, I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta read this. I know she don't mind. My sister, y'all remember Brother Sherrod and Lauren. I do get some texts for those who can't tune in on these times when they're at work. And so I'm sure she won't mind. And so I'm gonna share it. She said, this is her dad said, she said, not the wire hanger, mommy dearest. It said, your part one never uploaded, so I had to connect the dots. I said, don't let me have to bring my 5'3" frame out there to put in Alvin, Simon, and Theodore in a choke hold. I know how to put the Most High Warrior Bride fist to good use. Don't mess with my twin. Oh, when I tell you, I got some Ryder Lil sisters and some Ryder Lil brothers. I got a boy. Y'all be on it. I mean, I'm so proud of y'all. That's what I mean about the village. This is how we gotta get y'all. We're going back to a place so you all to where those who have a little garden. I don't care if it's just a little piece. Look, if it's just a little piece, start going something. And those you all who know how to do hydroponic planting, and get your little room, the little space. You see a little space down there? Can y'all see it, or is it too bright? Is it too bright? You see a little space right there. Even if you have that little bitty space that you see right there, carve you out of space and let's get to planting. That's what one of when they take things for those of you all that may live in the next 10 or 20 years, y'all, they're almost finished with it, y'all. I gotta give heads up, they're almost finished with it. And what do you think people gonna want? Some of you all have engineer mindsets or may have family members that are. You need to be already asking them to go ahead and engineer you something. I don't care how it looks that can take and get you purified water. They have a little system, raindrop little system in the back, because most of us ain't even storing up enough water. And then some of y'all got people that garden in the family. Even if you can't garden, you talking about maybe you got the money, or maybe you are the babysitter. Maybe it's something you could do for them to get them to do something for you. That's what we're going back to, y'all. As they change the currency, I got to share that. As they change the currency, as they change the things that they're doing, we all gonna have to go back to working together. Like for real, not just on lives and chatting it up about it. I'm talking about in your neighborhood, or some of you all may have to relocate, whatever it takes. Y'all think I'm just sitting back here just chatting up on what's going on? I got a lot of projects that I'm working on behind the scenes. Y'all, no, it's not just no. At first, it was what because of family and children and things that I'm late and ripping running, doing all these extra things, stores and picking up business stuff and all this other stuff that I had to do. Now, now that the children are out, I I have to network with businesses that I had started in the beginning, and I'm telling y'all, I say stay tuned because y'all gonna need to be able to call and say, hey, not Chef, what anybody that work here and do this, that, and the other? Because over here in my state, they blocking us from being able. Can you ship me? That's what you want to leave the door open for when you're dealing with people that's about nature and that's naturopathic. You don't want to lose contact with those of us who understand the earth, who has respected the earth enough to yield and learn how to grow and do things and share things with you in the time of need, especially with teaching our people how to live off of the minimum. They got a whole thing where it's two brothers and I got an ear, I just got a neck. Don't ask me how, but I got a sight for when I can tell that something is about to take off. And there's two brothers now. I don't know if they are, that one small group that's taking over the financial pool. I don't know if they that of that culture or not, but they got a thing called minimizing. I think it's on Netflix, and it don't look like it's doing nothing right now. It doesn't look like it's doing nothing. Where they're teaching you how to simplify and minimize everything that you are doing. So this big conferences that I'm in right now, where they downsize into nothing, only a certain amount of clothes, and they come from one of them come from money, the other one doesn't, and so they met each other in college, and they're in a place now where they are going around from state to state and they're saying we don't care if it's one or two people in the crowd, we're going to teach this because they see, because they have worked in big corporate America and they've been offered the millions of dollars to do a lot of these things, and those are the people that you do want to be listening to no matter what shade, creed, color they are, because those are the ones that can tell you what they are planning to do. And no, you don't have to be afraid, but I say take it as warning before destruction. If you're about surviving and thriving and you believe that you do have a reason to live, or that you are that chosen person in your family, this is a reason for us to be able to do this. This is the reason. If you are listening to any vital information that someone is giving you and you realize that nobody else in the family seemed to be into it, or maybe it was an uncle that they tease you about or an auntie that they tease you about that used to be into it, and now you find yourself the only one that's in, then that means you are the chosen one in your family. You are the chosen one among your friends, your crew. And at some point, you're going to, if, when you see these things, not if, but when you see these things take place and start and forcing everybody to downsize and having to live with each other again. We've been talking about this since what? The last crave of this was in 2012. 2012, 2012. Well, I knew it wasn't going to be in 2012. I didn't feel it. But this time I do. This time I do. And I felt it before COVID hit. And the problem, the issue that I got with the feeling it, when I say feeling it, thinking and seeing is because that means that all the signs have lined up to let me know. No different from when you just be in school, and if you lined up to get in that lunch line, you knew that when you saw seeing them kids and all them different classes come from out to line up and say it's lunchtime, and you heard that bell ring, you knew that meant that it was lunchtime. Well, that's how I see when things are about to shift in the world. Everything, all the dots are lined it up now. Everything that's lined up that they've been talking about from 20, 30, 40 years ago, now those ducks are lined up in order to take us into this place to where we will have to minimize and learn how to eat less until time shift again. And enough of us, a lot of you all that's in your 20s and your 30s and 40s, you will get the chance to live to see that in most cases. And so this is the reason why we have to get to a place to where we understand that having that village is very vital, even if the village has to start with you. And sometimes you do got to do it alone, but right now you don't have to, because you do have enough of us that are here just trying to share, that if you inbox us and talk to us, or want to, get in on the chat, that we will go and brief over some things. Now I know everybody don't do it. It is mostly us women that do it. A lot of times some men don't. You all have to have a different kind of form, or a different type of alliance, and you're less likely to trust um, certain people. And I understand that. That's part of you all being watchmen and protectors. You're used to being the one to protect and watch. But women, it's a reason why we live long, because we're studying, not just watching and protecting for damage, for our enemies. We're watching the land. We're watching the children. We're gathering together all the things that we need in order to make sure that we have the whole family have what they need to survive with. The men bring it in, and we cook it. We prepare it. We multiply it. And now the women are doing both. And so now we don't have the luxury like we had 20, 30, 40 years ago. I can't live in the mindset like some people do, that's talking about what their parents did 40, 50 years ago. And they ruin some things or fixing. Not when it comes down to how we have to operate today in order for us to even stand a chance to survive and thrive like they did in the time of World War I and World War II, in the time of the flood, the great floods. There we are we unfortunately are of a more lazier generation because of this computer. I've never seen nothing like it, where I'm seeing teenagers and 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds saying that yeah, I just don't work. This is what I do. This is what you do because it's what you've been programmed to do. But if that computer wasn't there, you wouldn't be just be there. Some people are bookworms. I get that. But even a bookworm got to get up and walk to go get the book. Even a bookworm may be asked to go work in order to be able to get the book that you want. It don't mean that you got to sit down the whole time and become a hermit just just reading a book. What do you think your physical body is for? It's not meant to just to do this the whole time. I'm just learning. Well, you just only using your brain and nothing else. No, you would die soon like that. Everyone through history and up until now that has done that and that's set in one place and just constantly just looked at something and read something, they have a very, very, very short lifetime span. They have a very short one. You have to be more active than that. That exercise in that manner, walking, jogging, biking, those things are necessary to keep the blood flow roaring so that the heart can continue to pump, and the heart can pump blood into the brain and oxygen throughout the brain so that you can think how to be creative, how to survive, how to do all the things that God created you to do. So that's all I got to share at this point. Unless there's any more questions, you all, I am going to go ahead, and I made it through it. I'm just thinking about everything that I had to do just to get to this point. But at least y'all knew it wasn't no joke. Y'all heard that voice in the background. Y'all heard Santa Claus in the background. Y'all heard. I'm like, man. I was like, I'm making this thing work, y'all. But I had refused to not come on after everything I went through on 4th of July. And then I refused to do it once they changed up my time. Oh, did people come in to do this, do that? No, I just refuse, because this is something that I need to consistently see. When I speak to you all concerning these things, all it does is just keep me reminding myself as well why it has to happen, why we must work together, why we must be healthy, why we must be spiritually sound minded. Why? Because that is all that this is the one life here on earth that we do have. I know there are people that believe in reincarnation and all that because of the energy and the spirit. I do understand the why they believe in that. But that's not my subject matter that I can speak on. That's not my area of expertise. That's not something that I was raised to believe in. And but it's also not something that I get off into judging either, because I just simply don't like to put Yeshua and the universe into a box and think that just because this is the box that I've been trained to look out of, that this is the only viewpoint, this is the only place that Yeshua could come from. This is, or as we say, God. This is the only way. No, mm-mm, mm-mm. I take it to heart when I hear the scripture says that his ways are not our ways, his thoughts are not our thoughts. Like, what does that mean? That means that a lot of the things that we think and that we do are not, it's not universal. It's not what the creator had in mind. So that means, yeah, you will be second question. Question yourself. You will have to sometimes wait to see things come into full flourishing in order to be able to see that is correct, that your mind was thinking right, that it was the Most High that was dealing with you to think the way that you were thinking. Thought put into action. It's what we call it. Well, you can't think to put something into action if you're not eating the proper foods and taking the proper herbs, so that the body can be well enough and the brain can be healed enough, and to be able to think to even act on a good thought. That's just I can't get off of that, y'all. I can't get off of that for nothing. And so, with that being said, I'm going to close out here with different ones. Some of y'all might, if they can't chime in, y'all text in. That is something that y'all can try to do, and I'll try to keep the phone before me. I am going to share this a little later on, so it will post. Well, it'll automatically post up on YouTube, but I'll share it a little later on Instagram and on Facebook if they allow me to. I want you all. I want you all to have a beautiful and peaceful Wednesday. Be well. Get you some vitamin D if you can. If you haven't got out the house, get about a good 20 minutes. As you see, I've been out here now, and I got my vitamin D in for the day. And I actually took vitamin D3 as well today and K2 today. And I took my vitamin C, and I drank my whole thing of watermelon. And then I'm going to eat on some watermelon when I go back in, because that was in the morning time I had that. And then now I had to go to the afternoon. And that's what I'm going to do for the most day, because that's just how the dry heat that we have here in St. Louis today. So, hey, no, I love you all. You stay encouraged. I look forward to seeing you all for Fruitful Friday. Don't forget to call in for consultations or to order your colon plans and your moringa. Just call in to the on the 618 number 388 or either via text in with your name, your address, stating how much you want, what you want, and then I will respond to you all today. There will be a shipment that's going out today, because I wasn't thinking about it when I first announced it. The holiday holding up things, so most people will wind up getting their shipment in anywhere between Friday and Sunday for the first round. So thank you so much for your patience and your support and your love. And you guys take care of yourself. Be safe. Be safe. Be safe. And remember, when you think healthy, you can be healthy. And you look, you will be healthy. Don't don't let nobody else make you think anything else different, no matter what's going on around you. Get yourself cleansed and detoxified out for this week. Don't play around with this, and then re-nourish your body again with your melons for the summertime. And those you all that have other fruits can take in that, because that is what will help. The antioxidant will help heal the body during the summertime and give you more energy and help you feel so much more better. And just know peace, love, and happiness all day long. All right, bye bye.